go.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Masters Fantasy Show, brought to you by MastersFantasyFootballLeagues.com. My name's Jonathan, the Commish here at Masters Fantasy Leagues. Joining me today, two of our assistant draft coordinators, podcast specialists, Dynasty Owl, the Doc. We are the Masters crew. What's up, guys? How you doing?
Doing great. Ready to dive into some trades.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, final week of trading is here. I've saved a few blockbuster trades over the last week. We're going to take a look at them, dive into them, maybe help you guys, help you out with some of the trades you're making this week. Right before we jump into it, going to kick it over to whichever you guys want to help me out. We have an upcoming trivia contest. And I need one of you guys to help me out, explain that to the guys watching at home, whoever wants to do it.
All right. So basically what we're doing here, folks, it's the season of giving. Thanksgiving is right here around the corner. It'll probably already have been over by the time you guys are watching this. But we're doing a little giveaway here. So we're going to be sneaking a little trivia question into one of these videos. So you got to be watching, got to be subscribed to the channel. And the first person to answer the question correctly in the comments will get a free playoff tin league. So it's big stuff. Doesn't get much better than that. I mean, not only do you get a free league, but you get the satisfaction of watching our video and just getting a nice trivia question right. So, and it'll be a tough one too. I've been just sitting here thinking of things I could throw out there at you guys to give you, a tough question. So I'm looking forward to it. It's a great opportunity, and I'm gonna let the commish talk about the rest of it.
Yeah, two things, because not only do you win a free league, you also get to beat everybody else watching this on the trivia question. So
exactly.
It's
a big day.
Hey, man, just want to give a free league away. Appreciate you guys so much for watching, subscribing to the channel. It's one of the cool things we can do, man. We work on a fantasy football website, so we're going to do it this week. Keep an eye out, man. We'll do it some more in the future too. I just want to pass that along. Let's jump into these dynasty trades, though. First one popping up on your screen. I told you guys I got some blockbuster trades for you. This falls right in line with that. We got Michael Carter, Jalen Waddle, and 2 first-round picks for Jonathan Taylor and Odell Beckham. Your guys' thoughts?
Oh, wow. Man, that's tough.
So I'm just going to stay true to my guy, Jonathan Taylor. I think he's, the new king of fantasy football and dynasty leagues. I think he's going to be the 1.1 almost unanimously next year. I still think McCaffrey's hanging around, Jamar Chase, Najee as well. But I think Jonathan Taylor is the guy. He's just extremely special right now. So I'm going to go with that side. But I love Waddle. Love the 2 first. I like Michael Carter too, but don't feel great about him long term. But yeah.
I agree. But I'll play devil's advocate and say that, Waddle has been excellent this year. We talked about it a lot pre-draft season too, how he was the guy out of Alabama before Devontae Smith went crazy after Waddle got hurt. So people kind of forget that he was supposed to be this good. He has been this good. Doesn't look like it's going to slow down. Michael Carter, I feel like his role is just going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And although I don't really see him as a 3-down back, like consistently, I do think there's a role for him where he could be a consistent fantasy starter. And then, 2 first-round picks. The only reason I go with Jonathan Taylor is just, we've talked about it a million times. Draft's looking a little suspect coming up this year. So those picks don't mean as much to me as they would have a year ago or 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's tough to pair anything up against Jonathan Taylor after the weekend he just had. So maybe not fair to these guys. But I'll be honest, man, I'm on the record. I've been saying for the last, 4 or 5 weeks, Jamar Chase, the number 1 asset to own in dynasty football. I'm not so sure about that today. I think it's really, really close between those two. But I'm actually giving Jonathan Taylor the edge just because he's a running back. So I've actually flip-flopped that on that just in this last week. That's how impressive this kid's been. And I think credit to you, Dynasty Owl. You said a couple weeks ago that this kid had separated from Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, Dalvin Cook, all them other guys as the elite number 1 running back to own in dynasty football. And I mean, my man, I agree with you today for sure. So good take. Kick it over here to the next trade. We got AJ Dillon, Deontay Johnson, Pat Fryermuth, 2 1s and a second for Saquon Barkley, Mike Evans, and George Kittle.
So first of all, I just want to say I'm shocked that the Masters servers didn't just like break processing that trade, because that might just be like the most value switching hands I've seen. At first, when he started off, I thought that, he said AJ Dillon, Deontay Johnson, Fryermuth, 2 firsts. I thought, oh my gosh, like, I don't know. I kind of still want to go to the other side, but you can't go wrong. I don't even know.
Yeah, blockbuster trade.
Yeah.
You said the servers almost shut down. My brain almost shut down for a minute. And I was like, look, I can't process any more trades after this one. It was just too many moving pieces. So
yeah, that's a lot. Man, yeah, I'm in the same boat as Al. I like both sides of it. I can see both sides of it. Yeah, I think on the one side you got a lot of proven talent, older talent, and more injury history riddled talent. But it's talent that we've seen do a lot. And as much as I like Dillon and Deontay and Fryermuth, I had to think about it for a second there. I think I'll probably still go with the 3 proven commodities for now. But again, yeah, I'm not going to be upset if you make this trade, because I really like AJ Dillon, Fryermuth, and Deontay Johnson going forward.
And going back to something the doc said on the last trade we had analyzed, this draft class just not appealing as the last. So had those 2 firsts a year or 2 ago, I think I would have swung the other way. But the talent pool right now just doesn't look that great.
I didn't want to say it again, so I'm glad you did.
Next trade's popping up. These ones a little bit easier for you guys to dissect. We got Stefon Diggs and a first-round pick for Jamar Chase.
Woo!
Ooh, so I love that. I'm going to go Diggs in a first. So I was on record wrongly this offseason saying Diggs was arguably like my number 1 receiver in Dynasty, just because, like the proven vets coming off this past season where Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill, and Stefon Diggs, they were kind of the top 3, I think you would have said. Jamar Chase we love, but he hadn't played it down yet. Now he's looked great. I think he could be the new wide receiver. I think he is the new wide receiver 1 in Dynasty, but I still think Diggs could have some legit wide receiver 1 years the next few years, possibly even better than Chase still the next few years, even if Chase outscores him this year, and the first rounder as well. Some nice trade bait, or this draft class is just loaded as we've talked about. No, just kidding. But yeah, I don't know. I'll go Diggs in a 1, but it's the price you have to pay for a guy like Jamar Chase.
Yeah. I was trying to think of a way to. I mean, I feel like realistically, this is probably as cheap as Jamar Chase will be, but that's not cheap. Like Diggs in a first isn't cheap by any means. So I don't know. I'll still say Chase, because again, realistically, I mean, if you really want him, I think he's the man. We've all kind of talked about it. We all think that too, especially at the receiver position going forward in Dynasty. But I mean, it's tough. So, I mean, despite all that, I mean, yeah, he is the man. He is expensive, but I mean, hey, you got to go get the guy now, because he's just going to get more and more expensive as we go on. So I'll take Jamar.
Yeah, I'm actually with the DOC on this one. And I do think it's a hefty price to pay, but whoever you're going to get for that first round pick better be damn good to justify this trade in 3 years. Because 3 years,
It's true.
Diggs from here until the end of his career are only going to decline in value. Jamar Chase is at the top, top 5 dynasty asset right now. I think in 3 years he'll still be a top 5 dynasty asset. So whoever's that first round pick is, in 3 years, that's all you're going to be looking at.
You're right. I like that. I like that take.
So for me, I'll take Jamar Chase all day. But I mean, look, I'm trying to get Jamar Chase at all costs wherever I can. So all right, and then the final trade, another big trade. Some rookies in this one. This one is not going to be easy either, guys. We got one side. We got Miles Sanders, Cooper Kupp, and a second-round pick for Michael Pittman, Devontae Smith, and a first-round pick.
So I feel decently strong with the first side, but you guys know I love Cooper Kupp. Who is the first person?
It's Miles Sanders.
Miles Sanders.
Oh yeah. And I still like Miles Sanders a lot. Like Miles Sanders, love Cooper Kupp. And on the other side is Devontae Smith, who I like, but still a little iffy on. Michael Pittman, who I like, but still think I don't want to say he's overrated, but I think his value is as high as like I don't know the perception's there now that Michael Pittman's legit, which I think he's legit, but do I think he's like a bona fide stud? Not really. I think he's a really solid receiver. I don't know. Cooper Kupp's still going to be super special these next few years with Matthew Stafford. So that's the difference maker for me.
Yeah, I totally agree. I feel pretty confident in going with Cooper Kupp here. I love Devontae Smith. But again, I don't necessarily love Jalen Hurts being the one to throw him the ball. I don't know. At the end of the day, it's hard to go against the best player in fantasy right now. And I know he's older. I know it's not a great long-term move. It's probably smarter to go with the younger guys. But hey, I also like the fact that you're getting a guy, Miles Sanders, who we've talked about is a guy who has a lot of potential, even though the situation hasn't been ideal for him this year. So I do like his potential going forward. He almost looks like a throw-in in that deal, which, I like that throw-in. I do. So to go with Cooper Kupp, I'm going to take that side as much as I like the two younger receivers on the other side.
Yeah, I think I'm with you guys. I think, Cooper Kupp just gives you a much better chance to win these next couple years. Long term, though, I'd much rather have the Pittman, Devontae side. And the only reason that I tend to kind of want to lean that way just a little bit is for me lately, when a guy hits his peak value, man, which is exactly where I think Cooper Kupp where Cooper Kupp is, I usually like to sell right there. Just because, it's not going to get much better. I don't think there's anything Cooper Kupp can do to elevate his stock.
I agree with that. I will say, had they gotten back a guy better than Michael Pittman or Devontae Smith, like a young guy that's got a lot of potential, I like a Jamar Chase. Obviously, you're not probably going to get Jamar Chase. I don't know, maybe. He just got him for Diggs, so I guess it's possible. But I think I'd rather trade Cooper Kupp for a guy like that versus two okay young receivers with potential.
Yeah, no, and I get you because Pittman, he's come on lately, but he's still kind of right there fringe where you're just not quite sure how you feel about him. So I do understand what you're saying. And like I said, I wasn't sure that this was enough for me to move the needle on Cooper Kupp. But for me, he is definitely a sell candidate. As much as I like Cooper Kupp, I just don't see him any more valuable.
Yeah,
I can't fight that logic.
There's one league that I have Cooper Kupp in, Dynasty League, where I'm not a contender. I think I'm gonna put him on the block and see if I can get like a Jamar Chase type of guy for him this week before trades turn off.
All right,
because it's the only league I have him that I don't think I'm really gonna make the playoffs.
Yeah, and dude, I know you like Kupp, but I think that's the right call to make on that team too.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
What's crazy, real quick, I just want to throw out the starting lineup and you tell me how I'm not going to make the playoffs. The starting lineup should be Kyler Murray, McCaffrey, Dalvin, Cooper Kupp, DJ Moore, and Darren Waller. Now, some of these guys I acquired throughout the year just going all in on win now, but Kyler's been hurt and I've just gotten super unlucky. You're in this league too, JK. I took this team over as an orphan and made some great moves. I already had McCaffrey, but I think I basically acquired all those other guys like via some crazy trades. But yeah, I don't know. That team is going to drop to 4-7. Like, I don't.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And there's something I want to add because I've actually been following that team closely. I took your first round pick for DJ Moore in that league.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm very invested in your future. And this was one of them trades too, where I looked at your team in the offseason. I'm like, his first round pick, most likely he's going to be the champion of the league or he's going to be one of the top teams. But that's why I said you never know how it's going to play out.
Crazy. Yeah, that starting lineup on paper is so good, but just can't win.
Yeah, it's shocking because I think you're in the bottom of the division, and I don't know how looking at your roster.
Yeah,
it just goes to show you, man, sometimes the points against, injuries, if none of that stuff lines up, you're going to have a bad season anyway. So,
yeah.
All right, guys. That's going to wrap up this edition, Dynasty Trade Spotlight. As always, thanks so much for watching. If you could, hit the like and subscribe button. Come be a part of the Masters family. Love to have you. Any last words, guys?
Thanks for listening.